this movie. Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, released in 2004 and is directed by Miguel, who directed such films like Be Kind Rewind and The Green Hornet. Wow. Talk about a mixed bag. And this film stars Jim Carrey, Kate Winslet, Kirsten Dunst, Mark Ruffalo, Elijah Wood, the prick, and Tom Wilkinson. And this film comes as a recommendation from one of my subscribers, Strange Habes. You recommended Eternal Sunshine, and thank you so much for doing it. Now I'm depressed because this thing is a masterpiece. Eternal Sunshine opens and we see the meet-cute behind Clementine and Joel. Clementine has a spontaneous, outgoing personality, and Joel is very shy and introverted. But after the meet-cute, the film skips into the future and we see that Joel and Clementine have broken up. And Joel doesn't want to remember the terrible pain of breaking up, so he goes to a doctor, played by Tom Wilkinson, to erase Clementine from his memory. Deleting memories from the brain. That doesn't sound like that couldn't go wrong at all. Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. I remember seeing this when this came out on DVD. This was probably back in 2004 or 2005, somewhere around there when I first saw it. And I remember thinking it was really, really good, but I couldn't really connect to the situation because I hadn't gone through a breakup or a rejection or through like some terrible, terrible loss in my life at that point. I was a sophomore in high school, which I think the biggest rejection that I suffered at that point was that someone picked someone else over me in terms of like going out with. Oh God, that really hurt. I'm fine. I'm fine now. I'm good. I'm okay. But watching this as an adult, as a 31-year-old person, watching this movie, it's instantaneous. You connect with one of these two people and both of their situations. Because the idea of loss, of pain, emotional pain, or going through a breakup, that is a universal concept. All of us go through that at one point in our lives. And if we haven't yet, it is 100% guaranteed that you will at some point in your life. So this idea of this doctor who is able to go into your brain and delete everything associated with the person that you want to forget or the situation that you want to forget, it's such a smart idea, and I wonder if this actually is invented yet. Because you know that that would be a thriving business. Even though the customer should watch this movie and realize that that is not a good idea. Because this script beautifully emphasizes how important pain, rejection, breakups, just how that develops us as a person and how we come back from that. This film won Best Original Screenplay, by the way, which it 100% absolutely deserves. It's captivating, it's universal, we can all relate to this script because it presents these characters, it's just, they're so real. When I think of Jim Carrey, I think of caricatures, I think of over the top. Ace Ventura, Liar Liar, Bruce Almighty. All these characters that he typically plays are just exaggerations of all of these probably normal people in real life, if they existed. So to see Jim Carrey dial all of that down into a genuine, basic, simple performance is perfect. Jim Carrey is the perfect casting for this movie because he plays this shy, timid person. He doesn't like putting himself out there. He doesn't like taking risks. He doesn't like being spontaneous. As opposed to Clementine, Kate Winslet's character, she is all over the place. Or as my wife said while we were watching this movie, she is fucking crazy. So the idea that these two opposing personalities just attract each other and they want to be with each other, it's mind-boggling, but you know what? We see that all the time in real life. Again, these are just real people and real characters in real situations. And this film presents the concept of a breakup just, it's heartbreakingly beautiful. Because when you go through a breakup, you spend the first couple of months just thinking about how terrible that person was. They would do this annoying thing. They wouldn't clean up after themselves. They would keep saying a certain word that would just annoy the piss out of you. But then what tends to happen is that we glorify those individuals, maybe years later, thinking about how great that person was, how glorious that person was, and how they did no wrong. You especially feel this when you were the one being broken up on. Is that the terminology we use? The breakup-y? The break-it-up-did? The person receiving the breakup. And so when the situation is presented to these characters that, hey, you don't have to deal with that pain. You don't have to deal with remembering about how great that person was and how you miss them, or thinking about that person and how annoyed you were. Here is an operation that we can do to totally delete that. That is a very seductive procedure because initially, yeah, I want those terrible thoughts out of my mind. I don't want to think about that. And not just about breakups, just any terrible tragedy in your life. life. When Joel's in the doctor's office, he's in the waiting room, there's an old lady sitting next to him, and she's not there because she lost her husband or that someone left her or someone was cheating on her. She has a box full of all of her dog toys that she had because her dog just died. Ugh. Of course, I would want that memory just erased out of my mind initially. But the terrible and beautiful thing about life is that these terrible memories, these terrible experiences, they are needed. They are essential to humanity because they help you develop you into your own person. And they help you decide what you like or what you look for in a person as opposed to what you don't like and what you don't want in someone to spend the rest of your life with, if that's what you want to do at all. So going through pain, going through depression, going through anxiety, it's almost a necessity becoming a human being. They are emotions and they're situations that makes us feel like we are alone and that there's no one out there that cares about us or there's no one out there that can comfort us. But I implore you, if you do go through these terrible situations, to find solace in knowing that this is a universal occurrence. Every single person on this planet has gone through a breakup, has gone through some terrible tragedy in their lives, and have had moments and still will have moments in the future of just terrible pain and sorrow. That is the beautiful concept behind human nature, and that is the beautiful concept behind the construction of this movie. You know a movie is good when you start thinking about all these philosophical and emotional ideas just from watching this film. I love this movie. And like I said, Jim Carrey, Kate Winslet, they play just great regular day normal people. You know these people. You probably have them in your circle of friends or in your life or in your work environment. And when I first popped this movie in, my wife, the first thing that she said was, God, Jim Carrey, such a douchebag in this movie. Which, yes, he is a douchebag to her, and also Clementine is a douchebag to Jim. But you know the main douchebag and the major prick of this movie is Elijah fucking Wood. That's a character that you just want to take a sledgehammer to. You fucking prick. He's trying to swoop in and court Clementine with the exact same stuff that Joel was doing previously. Fucking prick. And I'm also going to give a special shout out to Tom Wilkinson. Tom Wilkinson is one of the best, supporting and secondary supporting character actors working today. That man is in so many movies, and 99% of the time he always plays a side character. Just him as an actor, he knows what he is, he knows what he excels at, so he's constantly working. Any movie that he is a lead in is just not so much. He's not a lead actor, and he knows that, and he's been working for quite some time. Guys, in the end, Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind it's a masterpiece. It is a brilliant, intelligent movie, and it's shot very intimately. There are many times where characters are walking down a hallway or they're walking down a sidewalk, and it looks like it's a handheld camera with a spotlight on it. But the shakiness and the grittiness of the camera just doing that, it makes it feel much more real. This movie is universal. Everyone can understand, and if you don't understand yet, you will at one point in your lives if you watch this movie later on down the road. If you haven't seen it in a long time, I implore you to watch it again. You may feel yourself connected even more so to these characters if you weren't the first time. It's a universal concept felt not just in this country, but all over the world. If you're a human being, you know the feeling that these two go through. This film is not just a recommend, it's necessary. Everyone should check this movie out. I'm going to give Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind 5 out of 5 Blu-rays. Alright everyone, now comes my favorite part in my videos where I randomly select which movie I'm going to be watching next, so let's take a look. There. Okay, Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid, the movie that the Sundance Film Festival is named after. Good old Robert Redford. And I'll be honest, because this movie, if you are a film critic, if you are a film reviewer, everyone needs to have seen this movie and just know that it is a masterpiece. It is an artistic endeavor. And I have seen this movie, so I am a legit movie reviewer at least. But I've only seen it once. But I am very interested in seeing it again, so we'll check that out next time. If any of you have recommendations of films that you want me to review on here, please leave your comment below this video, or go to my Facebook page, my Instagram, or my Twitter. Leave your recommendation there, and if I have access to it, I will watch, review it, and give you a shout out on the channel. So everyone, have you seen Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind? What did you think about it? Or if you've never seen it before and you stumbled across it because of this video, please comment below, let me know what you thought about it. And if you like what you saw here, you like people talking about movies and reviewing movies, hit that subscribe button. It helps me out a lot, and we are trying to hit 1,000 subscribers by the end of 2019. So if you have friends, family members that like people talking about movies and reviewing movies, tell them to head on over to Caleb Watches Movies too. And my reward for everyone, if we hit 1,000 subscribers by the end of 2019, is I will watch and review and record myself torturing myself watching Arachnophobia. Spiders. I can't do it, so it's going to be very entertaining for you. So everyone, I will see you next time with my review of Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid. So in the meantime, be well, be good to each other, and go watch a movie. Take care, guys.